Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carla and I hope that you're really having a great day and that you're staying safe at home. So for today's video, I'm gonna be showing you the process of me attempting to create a Funko Pop. So for those that don't know what a Funko Pop is basically these vinyl dolls that you can get of certain characters or musicians or fictional characters or basically anything. So yeah, you should probably check those out. They're super pretty. I actually own a couple of them, but I do not have it like right here because as I have mentioned in previous videos, I am kind of moving from a place to another, so everything is kind of a wreck. So yeah, but basically there are these dolls. I'm gonna be putting one here for you to see. So I actually decided to make this video and this all because my sister turned 21 this year, so I wanted to give her something like special, and she actually likes a lot these dolls, so I decided why not giving her one of her own, and that's why I basically thought about this video. And yeah, for this video the things that I'm gonna be using are basically like clay, markers, paints, obviously, a lot of imagination and a bunch of cardboard too. So if you want to make your own, then you can probably follow along the video. It's not a tutorial, but I'm gonna be mentioning like the things that I did and what process did I follow to create this little doll. And if you want to see the final results, then why not sticking it to the end? And of course, if you haven't subscribed, then you should go ahead and do it. Give it a like, share, comment down below, because I always read those and they really help me to grow this gorgeous community that we're creating. And with all that said, let's get started and let's see how all this ends. So let's get started. What I did at first obviously was I took out the clay from a plastic bagging where I was keeping it safe, because you know it kind of gets dry if you let it outside. After that I just activated the clay by adding it some water and starting kneading it with my hands until it was soft enough for me to handle, because it was actually quite rough. And this is actually the same clay that I use for the making my own crawling doll, so I'm gonna be putting it here if you want to go ahead and watch it because it's really good. I really recommend it. After that I just starting referencing my little poison ivy that I have right here for the head and basically for everything in this video. As soon as I was happy with the shape of the head, I started with the nose. So for this, it was basically kind of a triangle, but super small one. So it was actually quite difficult because I just wasn't like getting the shape right. But after a few attempts, I actually was able and managed to create this little nose that looks super cute. Now for the eyes, I took small pieces of clay and just kind of roll it up into small spheres. And after that I just pressed them against the table until they were like kind of round enough for me to work with. And I did the same thing for the ears. Now for the skeleton of this doll, I needed something to, you know, join kind of the body and the head together. So I got creative and used a nail, and for this part you can basically use anything that you can think of, like a wooden stick, even a toothpick. I don't know, anything you have laying around that can help you to join the head with the body. After I was happy with the head, I started with the body. And for this I obviously used clay because I mean I cannot really use anything else. But I just kind of made these rectangle shapes for the torso and also for the legs. Of course, I also use some water to stick everything together and to also add some, like, you know, curves to the doll. And now I was actually quite scared to move on with the hands because, you know, the Funko Pop vinyl figurines actually have the fingers and everything, but I'm not that skilled with clay yet, and I really didn't have enough time to make super detailed hands, so I just basically did the, you know, regular hands that do not have any fingers on them. But I just really like how the body ended up looking. I just felt like the neck was a little bit too long, so with a ruler I took out the excess and just made it into a perfect fit. I was super happy with this part, but I knew that I had to move on with the hair, and this was one part that really terrified me because I didn't really know how I was going to approach this situation. But I decided that it was better to do the hair like in two parts. So the first one was going to be the base of the hair and the part in where the fringe is on the fridge, you know, like el fleco. I don't really know if that's the correct word in English, but I'm just gonna roll with it. So anyways, for the second part, what I decided to do was the length of the hair, so it was gonna be like the volume and everything. For this, I just took a big piece of clay and kind of shape it into a rectangle and just cut the edges with a ruler, and everything was ready to go. After this, I just let the whole thing to dry up for a whole day, so it was ready to move on to the next part of this whole process. Now let's get started with the best part of them all. Well, at least it's my favorite part of this whole process, and it's the painting process. And for this, I remember that in the video where I made the Coraline doll, I actually had some trouble painting the doll because I didn't add like the first layer of paint that is gonna help to kind of make everything smoother. So I did this for this figurine because I didn't want to mess up the process that I had already done. So what I did basically was took some white paint and just spread it around the whole thing, and I did the same process twice to be just sure that everything was good to go. And after that, I just started mixing up the colors for the face. For this, I just used some white, yellow and red until I was ready with the paint and really like how it ended up looking. I just started adding it to the face, and of course I also added to the hands. Now for the hair, my sister actually has this kind of strawberry blonde, kind of brown color, so I just used some yellow, added some black, white, red, and a little bit of everything to create this brown color, or strawberry blonde. I'm not quite sure because the strawberry blonde I feel is kind of lighter, but anyways, I just started mixing everything until I got a color that resembled her hair literally. And there's gonna be like a super sad part with the hair because I actually ended up messing everything up, but yeah, you know, everyone makes mistakes. We're gonna be able to see what I'm talking about in a few seconds. Now for every single thing I did added 2 coats of paint because I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't gonna be leaving any white spots just hanging around there. Something that I really wanted to add to this Funko was the color of my sister's eyes, and this is because I just love them so much and I just feel that they're really characteristic of hers. And yeah, this normally doesn't happen with the Funkos because they all tend to have in the eyes the color black, and they do not even have, I don't know, green eye Funkos or blue eye Funkos, even if the character actually has them this way. Now, if you're trying to make your own doll, then I totally recommend for you to use a needle whenever you want to make a small detail, because you won't believe me, but this is actually a lifesaver when it comes to these small details. For example, with this needle I was able to add freckles, moles, even the eyeliner, because, you know, with a brush I knew that it was going to be super hard to actually achieve the same results that I was able to do with the needle. If I don't belong with you, no baby, who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane, it's your mistake. Now for the part that should have actually have been the last part of me painting something, I decided to start with the, well, to finish, in other words, with the outfit. And for this I just gave her a long black sleeve shirt with a pair of cargo pants that she normally used together that look phenomenal, and just went ahead and do the second coating on everything in this. And after I finished with the outfit is when the terror strikes. As you're able to see, everything was looking phenomenal, and then I decided to add some yellow stripes to the hair that ended up looking horrible, and I totally regretted it and then decided to add more yellow, and it just made it worse. So then I just decided that it was for the best for me to just, do the hair color once again, because I was not gonna let it be the color that it was not like her hair color. But yeah, that was like the horrible mistake that I made. And after that I just glued everything together with super glue so nothing would end up falling apart. And then, as if it wasn't enough with the thing of the hair, something else happened. If you're able to focus on the doll, you're not able to see it anymore, but well, in a few seconds you're going to be able to see that the neck is not kind of connected to the body and the nail is sticking out, and this is because the glue right before I was able to fit everything properly, so that was my bad. It doesn't actually look that bad, but I just feel like it could have looked a little bit better, but that was totally not my fault. But I'm just going to say that it was part of the design, part of the plan. Anyways, after this whole calamity, I just decided to move on with the box. I did the different measurements with an actual Funko Pop box and started painting everything. So these kind of boxes have kind of windows in where you're able to see the doll even if the box is closed. So for this I simulated it with a piece of plastic that was laying around my house, and I just glued everything together when I was happy with the result of the design of the box. I also just wanted to mention that I'm really sorry because I haven't really been able to upload anything from a long time, but it's just that I'm trying to apply to college and then I'm kind of moving from a place to another and everything is going wild, so I'm just going to be trying to upload videos every single time that I have the opportunity to do so. And with all that said, I have already finished with the box, so I'm just going to be sharing you the final results. So this was a super fun and interesting and exhilarating experience, and I just really like how it ended up looking, and my sister also loved it too. And here's how it looks. I know the lights reflects a little, I'm sorry. Here's the little doll on the box, the name, the number. Here has like the pop, little details, and also on the top it has the doll face. And I was actually super stressed because the top wasn't closing at first, and then I realized I was just dumb and wasn't closing it properly. But yeah, I just really like how it ended up looking, and I feel like that effort was there and actually ended up looking super pretty. I'm gonna be showing it out of the box. So here she is outside of the box, and I actually didn't show properly how I made this, but because I thought it was recording and I wasn't actually recording anything because I'm really smart. But anyways, what I basically did is took it out of one of my Funkos, so yeah, one of them had to be sacrificed, but it was for a good reason though. And what I did was basically cut a hole in the back of the head right here, because the hair wasn't going to fit, because every single pop has like a design that is specifically for each Funko Pop. And this is how it looks outside of it. And I just really liked it a lot because my sister said that she loved it, and that was like the whole point of this doll. So I'm super happy that she actually liked it. And yeah, she looks super pretty, just look at it. And I just really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you subscribe if you liked it, and that you give it a like and share comments down below because I always read those. I also want to mention that I have an Instagram account where I always upload the final picture results of everything that I create here, so I'm gonna be putting it here and also down there in the description box. I also have a TikTok account in where I always upload like the shorter part of the videos. And yeah, I'm also going to be leaving it down there in the description box if you want to follow it. I really just hope that you had enjoyed this video and that you stick with me for furthermore. And with all that said, I hope to see you next week or next month. I don't know, everything is going wild. But I hope you stick with me. And I love you. Bye.